reason that I need to put bird netting on this is because I have chickens in my greenhouse. The ducks don't like to live in here. They'll come in here, they'll eat and get a drink, and then they go back outside. The chickens like to be in here, and they want to get up on the bed, and they want to rough it around with their not their fingers. They want to scratch in it, they want to poop on it, they want to play in it, and if I have plants up here, they want to eat them. And so this is mostly for the chickens. I don't ever have a problem with ducks getting up here, except maybe muscovies. Muscovies can fly well enough that they could do it, but my domesticated ducks can't get up here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put these in, space them regularly so I can get kind of the shape of the bird netting that I need to put up and over. Okay, so now I'm going to take my bird netting. You would think maybe the bird netting wouldn't be the perfect thing to use, but it is. It's the perfect thing to use. Chickens don't like to walk on things that catch their feet. And if I didn't have chickens, I would still use this because it will keep birds out, it will keep cats out. I don't like to eat cat poop, and I don't like to eat chicken poop. Even during the growing season, I want to have chickens and ducks in here. What they do is they keep the mice away. I have their food in here, they eat their food. If any little critter were to suddenly show up, they would go after it. My first year that I grew in the hotbed and in straw bale gardens out here, I had massive losses to mice. They would come up, climb through the bed, all that kind of thing. It was terrible. They would eat all the seedlings, they'd eat the seeds at the bottom, and I had to replant and replant and replant. What I do now is I have poultry in the greenhouse all the time. So even if I didn't have cats, I would not have a problem with mice because I have chickens that are little velociraptors when it comes to mice, and they keep it critter free. At one point, I was letting cats in but not ducks in, and the cats weren't in here all the time and they weren't active enough. So even though the cats would come in and try to find mice, they'd be chasing them on the bed. I'd have to leave it open and then the cats would poop in the bed. What works better for me is to have the birds have access to all sides of the garden bed. And the same thing is true for slugs. The ducks prevent slugs. I don't have to have ducks in the bed because the ducks patrol all the pathways around the bed and the slugs can't get into the bed. Because the bed heats up when I'm ready to really start planting things, the heat on the inside of the bed kills the slugs and they don't like it in here. And so it's a system. It's very much a magical system. It makes me happy every year as it starts to come into play. But I did want to mention that poultry will, as long as they aren't unhappy in the space, poultry will keep rodents out. Okay guys, so if you saw JS Farms 2004 and her little ode to greenhouse mice, yeah, look at my problem. I've got 1, 2, 3 spots that have been dug out. I already have caught about a dozen little buggers in here. And apparently there's more than that though. So you can see everything looks really good. Again, it's the beginning of March. I planted all this in the 3rd week of February. The things that are coming up on their own that are not in the box are doing better. That, in my opinion, is because I have a lot more rabbit manure. These boxes don't have rabbit manure. They just have regular fertilizer. You can see they're a little bit yellow. These guys are a little bit stunted. Again, I think it's because the fertilizer isn't strong enough. These guys are looking a little wilted, and whoa, is this bed hot. Interesting. So, experiment. Everything inside the boxes was started in the house. Everything in here was started, obviously, in the dirt. And it's all just one big grand experiment. But you can see where the mice have been pulling things out and digging things up. Fantastic, isn't it? The big problem we had in the beginning was with the voles that would climb up here, and they didn't eat the plants, they ate the seeds as things started to sprout. And so I had to reseed in here quite a bit. When they were in rows, it was like the predictability of them finding one in a row all the way along just meant they came up and ate it every night in big chunks. Over here, the unpredictable nature of them just meant that they didn't seem to really know where to find them. So there's all that. This one, I watered it down the other day, and oh my gosh, all the mushrooms came out to play. I did have my tray of tomatoes out here, and they were doing just fine because of the bottom heat from the bed, and then I put a blanket over the top. But the mice came up in the night and ate the seeds from the tomatoes and my basil. I had basil and peppers and tomatoes in here in a flat, and they were just fine. But the mice came up and got it. If it doesn't grow a little bit faster, and it's getting chewed on too. I need to get another mouse trap. I'm having a lot of predation here from those little monsters. Even my lemon balm is getting chewed on. And my parsley, I need to probably water that. More spinach. Oh my gosh, I have got mice all over the place. All right, because I forgot to bring out my other bag for these, I'm actually going to experiment a little bit and cut back some of these and take them into my rabbit basket. And I might actually take them into my mom's. Okay, do you have all your stuff together? Does Paige have her hat and her gloves? Yep.